Hello again. Kristen Wambach here with KristenWambach.com. And on my Etsy store, it's viaKwambach. Hey, together we're going to have part 2 today of how to make a planner. And it's going to be very practical, and I'm going to walk you through some of my planners and templates that I've already created and actually show you how. And what are the staple features for me and when I create them. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Are you ready? I hope you have a glass of water, cup of tea, something. We're going to have a nice conversation today. Okay, let me share my screen. Alrighty, there we are. Obviously, pretty Evernote templates. Okay, so today, here is my Evernote account. There we are, Kristen Wambach. Right. So last episode, part 1 of how to create a planner in Evernote, I talked about purpose and focus. That's really important. And then the first place you go is you go to tables. Now, tables is a feature in Evernote, but literally if you imagine a table where your desk is, where you eat with your family, where you do your work. Yeah, a table or a desk is where you actually put your hands to your life. Really, you put your hands to your life. Okay, so on a practical side, I wanted to ask you what are your strengths and weaknesses? Let me blow that up just a wee bit here. And I know I am more into like a coaching presentation because you're the one who's going to be using it. And if you don't have the purpose and the focus, you won't show up and use a template that you built yourself, correct? All right, that's why you need to build it around your strengths and weaknesses. Let me open up another page, and we're going to start to answer that. So I'm going to open my gallery, and my templates, let me show you. Okay, so this is my vintage bluebirds template. Absolutely wonderful. So one of the most important things to me, obviously, is that it's pretty. So I do spend time making the graphics. I choose to use Canva because the graphics are what motivates me. They're what captures my creativity every time I go to make a template. So let me just be very practical here. So since I am a writer and a creator, the first thing I want is some lines for my words. Yeah, what am I thinking? What do I want to do? You could add at this point, you could put in a taskbar so easy right at the top. I generally use my taskbar straight from the home page on the Evernote app. That's where my taskbars are focused, not so much in the template, but it changes. It does change, and I will show you that. So this is the vintage bluebirds, and it just takes you right into the picture because it's nostalgic, it's romantic, it's got swirls, it's Victorian. I love it. I love it. It has to do with gardening, and so it's wonderful. And with my templates, because gratitude is so important to me, the gratitude is so much part of me building my template. So if gratitude is really important to you and affirmations, you're definitely going to start with some lines in which you're going to be creating things that you can write down, put in inspirations and quotes that actually create what you want to show up to every day. So down here, again, I have a taskbar, and let me put this one out here. So these are lines. Okay, here's a taskbar. This is simply a graphic. It's just a graphic that I do. Just a hint on your graphics. I need to make a note here. If you're going to save them as a template, you want to save them as the smallest JPEG file that you can create. And that way it'll save in a template. So that's just a real expert tip there for you right there, making your graphics as JPEG so they will save and the file won't be too big. So right here is a table, obviously. It's a table, and I dropped little tiny graphics in it to make it pretty. And this is my total self-care area here. We have read, we have meditate, we have exercise, walk, and hydrate. So let's say that those were things that were really important to you that you need to focus on daily is your self-care. Then you would take your planner and you would move that to the top of your planner, something that you would do in the morning hour, and therefore you're setting yourself a personal goal to achieve every day. And so these, let me show you this. Maybe you don't know how to merge your cells. Let me show you how to merge cells. I make notes here on my little page, so when I put them in the definition of YouTube, I can remember everything that I spoke about. Because it is off the cuff, because I use this throughout my whole day for my business. Okay, so if you go to the edge of the table and you press on that, it highlights it in blue. Then what you want to do is go over to this little down arrow. From the down arrow, you want to click it. Then it has all of the features that can happen from the down arrow, whether you're putting in colors, whether you're going to make the note bigger, the width of the note. I forgot to put do not disturb. Excuse me just a minute. Thank you. I forgot, just like, oh, my do not disturb. And from that point, so to merge your cells, you want to go down the drop down, and you want to hit merge the cells. And what that does, it goes all the way across and it makes one consistent cell for you to work in. That's where you can put your titles, whatever you need. Just a hint regarding merging cells. When you are building a table type, there you go. See, and then it just merges the one cell. So that is one of the ways that you can go through to build your table. Okay, let's keep going. I want to give you lots of different ideas here. So again, I put quotes throughout all of my templates because that's what speaks to me. I like to be encouraged all throughout my day. So again, here is another table. It looks a little bit different, and I added a grocery list into it. And then we have your schedule right there. So because I'm a mom of a large family, all my sons are adults now, that grocery list is so important that I make a note, a tick on it every single day. And I might not go to the grocery store every day, thank goodness, but I have a record of it that I can use on my phone when I do go. Okay, and then we have scheduled calls. Now this is a code block. See that right there? That is what a code block is, and when you use a code block and put it in a table, it just gives you a unique place to put text. Now remember, the text in the code block cannot be altered. Let me put, how are you doing? Alrighty, see how I've highlighted it? It can't be altered. It is cemented in size. So that's just something for you to know. If you need to put directions in your text, then using a code block would be very handy. But how are you doing in between the code block? You obviously can change it quite easily. So it would be a really great place for you to put titles and subtitles within your table. I'm moving on. So down in when I'm making tables, I obviously change the colors to go with the template and my graphics. Okay, that's why I call them Pretty Evernote templates, that I can change the colors, make them very attractive. That's very important to me. So then I went ahead, because shopping, being online, having all my resources and supply at hand, when I built this, I built it geared to more of the landscape of my life. And so it included gardening. So if you have gardening, then you're going to go to the nursery, you're going to go to Home Depot, and your hardware store, you're going to be going to those. And so you're going to want to know what store, sale, coupons, all that information can be put in here. So this creates a plan for my day or a plan for my week. See how that works? Okay, there we go. And down at the bottom, what I always include in my daily planner templates is a Saturday flow. And of course, see, you can see all of my matching graphics. And what they do is they make a flow, but a Saturday flow is when I write my creative thoughts throughout the week. Then on Saturday, literally on Saturday, I sit down with my cup of coffee in the morning and I go back and read my creative thoughts, and I transfer them forward on Saturday so that I never lose those creative, momentous thoughts that help to move me forward into my entrepreneurial, my dreams, my planning. I don't want them to get lost. And so I move them forward, and they actually become a type of a to-do list or a checklist. Okay. And then, of course, in all of my daily planners, I always have areas so that my social media accounts, or things that you look at online, you're grabbing little screenshots here and that, little saves, and you just throw them in here so you have a record of when you gathered. You're like, oh, it's like where your web clipper goes, and you just clip it in there, and there it is, the information. So you want to leave in a table, you want to leave a large portion. Maybe you watched a really good YouTube like this one, and you're learning from it. Well, you want to catch the address of that YouTube, that hit the share, and you want to save the link here. So, when 4, 5, 6 days go by, you go, oh, what did she say in the YouTube? I need to go back to check it. And then you don't remember how to get there. You might be able to remember to go to my YouTube channel, but you'll go, oh, which one was that? I watched 3. So you want to make a note. So I always leave room for my broader note taking and quick screenshots, because it's so easy to catch a screenshot on your phone and bump and stick it into your daily template. So it's like you're gathering all those wisdoms that you run into throughout the day. And okay, so another thing that I really do for my daily planners is I always add music. I add music links that I absolutely love. And see how that works? So I put the straight link in YouTube, and then since this particular planner has a little bit of French nuances, French overtones, then what I did in this is I added French music. So literally at the bottom of each one of my daily templates, they have music that I feel I put in the link for my customers, clients, and myself that I think that goes along with the template. So when I sit down to write, how am I doing? I already have my music planned out. And I can just hit it, I can write, and it just creates an atmosphere. Cool, huh? All right, There we go. So that's a daily planner. Let me show you another one. So your strengths and your weaknesses. If self-care and keeping in shape or having a healthier eating plan, then you're going to move your notes for self-care to the top of your planner. I'm going to create another one here. There we go. Let me see what I got. Here we are. I don't have. So when I am publishing a journal template, this is the template that I use. I have templates for everything. Again, it is set within a table, and here's my entire checklist that I go through when I publish a template. So I remember all the checkpoints of creating a template that is for sale. And here are the features that I run across for each one of those templates. And of course, here's the live links and quotes. There we go. Let me get another one. I'm going to delete that one out. I wanted to show you here for a minute. Let me do a calendar. So here's a calendar here. Let me see, where did I have on the date? It's not there. Here's today. Here's that. I didn't have any of that right there. So I was hoping to show you something. I had an activity on Saturday, but it isn't highlighted anymore. So how do you make a calendar? Because I like them literal. Literally, you're making your calendar with your table. And depending on if you want it to be a week calendar or a month calendar. Let me show you one already finished. Dun, 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 dun. I did not pull them up ahead of time. It is in my publish. No, it's in my okay. There it is. Okay. Here we are, getting organized. This is in my Sugar Plum Fairy. I'm going to change it so it's titled. This is in my Sugar Plum Fairy. It's a Christmas planner. Here is a weekly view. Again, all of my templates, even the ones that are personal. I want to show you that my personal ones, they all have graphics on them. So let me go back. Okay, day created. There we go. This is my own personal one. Here is my template right here that I use every single day. See, it has a graphic. It's a permanent graphic for me. It has quotes embedded in there. And there is not YouTube music, but what it is an atmosphere. It's this lovely beach. This is where I put my podcast stats. This is where I put my daily and social media things and my weekly calendar notes here. Now, this is the exact, I published this, and if you really like this particular template, it's called I'm Living Forward, and that's the name of the template. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to go back to my other thought here. I know, I'm going to get back to that one. Here we go. I changed the way, so I build my templates according to title, and that is how I organize them. Now see, here's the daily planner, and it's of the same, remember the vintage bluebirds, this is laid out the same exact way with different graphics. It's the same wonderful layout. as the Vintage Bluebirds because it is my daily planner and it works wonderful. Okay, let's go to the weekly view. All right, I shared Sugar Plum. Okay, so here's a weekly view, obviously. So did you notice how I set it up? I have my graphic, actually 2 graphics in there. So this is this is 1 row in your table. This is 2 rows in your table, and these I have extended them. They've extended them like I showed you how to merge the cells, and this would be to unmerge cells. And I lay out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, obviously, and this is the way that I lay out a weekly view. Here's a Monday review, extra notes, gratitude journal. I have gratitude journals in every single one of my template packages, always. And then a Friday review. So again, remember what I said? We started with our strengths and our weaknesses because we talked about our purpose and our focus, and then how would you lay out a planner according to your strengths and the weaknesses. So you put your strengths there because you want to remind yourself in affirmations and quotes what you're really good at, but you put your weaknesses up to the top so you make sure that those things that are really important for you to accomplish, that you get them done. And again, website links. How did the day go? How did the week go? What are your highlights? What do you need to focus on? And that is how I lay out my weekly view. Let me show you. Here's a 3-month out. Again, wonderful graphics. So I have made checklists. Now this is, again, a table, and I put in the little check box with lines and notes, just like you had a piece of paper with a sticky note. Super easy. There we go. And here is my calendar. This is 1 month. This is a staple figure that I use for 1 month. And so the top one is merged cells again, and there are a whole week. And that is how I lay out a calendar. And then I merge the cells at the bottom so that I can write notes. And then this is where you would put your taskbar. See, there it is again. This is a 3-month view for my Christmas planners. Okay? Well, let me see. Maybe one more thing. What would I show you? Okay. So I did the daily, I did the weekly, I did the monthly. Do you need to see a budget? Okay. Here is a budget. Again, I'm working in tables for the budget. Here is a budget, my Christmas budget, which lists all the people involved, friends, family, and acquaintances, co-workers, people that you would be buying Christmas gifts for, making cookies or jam, or this is my budget. So if you can notice here, it is in a table, but my extended, I merged here, merge the cell actually goes down. So you can merge the cells down. Let me show you how to do that here. You would actually be pushing that right there to merge the cells down. And then you push this one to merge them across or copy. Let me just get the one. So that merges the cells or unmerges the cells across. And whenever you hit the gray border, then that merges the cells. When you hit the drop down right here or merge cells, that connects them going down. Merging cells. There we go. We did a lot on merging cells today. That took me a long time to figure out how to do that. I didn't know that feature was available, and it's very helpful when you're laying out your planners. Well, now you have more things to work with. I showed you a few different kinds of planners. We have your calendar, you have your weekly view, you have your daily planner. But remember, if you always keep in mind what's a strength and a weakness, you'll know how to lay out your planner whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, or you could extend annually, then you know what is important to be at the top of all your templates. I hope that helped you a whole lot. Again, what do I always say? One of the best things you can do is go purchase a planner from somebody, and you will learn more by seeing the way that I laid out a planner that you can actually begin to build your own. It's a wonderful way to learn. So you know how to find me at KristenWambach.com or on Etsy at viaKwambach. Thanks for spending this time with me. And hey, happy journaling. I'm glad together you and I found our productivity happy place, haven't we, with Evernote. Thanks again for hanging out with me today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.